Hey guys, welcome to Star Sign Horoscopes. I am your astrologer, Jamie Magee, and today we are going to be taking a look at the astrology for June 3rd through the 9th. I do hope you guys are having a great week out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. It definitely means a lot to me. Okay, so let's talk about the week ahead. Now, we do not have a lot of transits this week, but I do feel like these are always the weeks that sort of sneak up on us or catch us a little bit off guard. It's kind of like that phase right after a big party or a big event or the end of the season. When you're in that cleanup stage, packing up, looking back so you can look ahead, it's where our emotions, our revelations, our ideas, our lessons all kind of collide in at once. And we find that we either have to take the information that we have now and go back and revise something, or take the information we have now and run forward. If not, do both of those things at the same time. So, depending on how your party went, this week could feel mild or tense or a little bit of both, depending on what day. All right, so let's talk about why. All right, so this week we have Mercury, who is going to move forward. He's going to station direct. Now, anytime Mercury goes backwards or forwards, to me, it always reminds me of a train shifting tracks. It's a little bumpy, it's a little chaotic, but once you start flowing, everything, unfolds the way it should. We just have to get through that bumpy little bit of communication or that little bit of a chaotic feeling as it moves direction. So kind of be on the lookout for that. And this week we also have Saturn, the time master, stationing retrograde, which is the opposite of what Mercury is going to do. So we have forward motion and now we have retrograde motion. Now, Saturn is going to ask you to pause and reflect and think back on actions that you've taken around a particular story that you began in February. He wants you to fortify these things. He wants you to make sure that they are timeless, that they're going to support you in the short term and the long term. Now, this story is something that you're going to work on until October. That's when you're going to be ready to relaunch it. So the urgency is not there, but what could feel frustrating is it's almost like a stall, like everything seems to stop around this story. But knowing that it's stalling so you can go back and revise it and benefit yourself in the long run should be helpful. So I want you to keep that in mind if anything feels like the brakes are hit and you can't go forward anymore. The question is, how can you go forward in the coming months? How can you make yourself stronger to do that? Now, this week, we also have the quarter moon. Now, the quarter moon is that space between the new moon, where we set intentions, and the full moon, where we start to see the blossoms and the blooms of the intentions that we set. Now, the quarter moon always reminds us of why we wanted to set those intentions and those goals, the goals that we set with the new moon. Now, sometimes this can come with tension, like, you know what? This is why I'm doing this. I can't handle it anymore. This needs to change so everyone feels more comfortable. Sometimes it can come with motivation or inspiration. Either way, the reminder is there for you to pick up those goals and run with them. You don't want them to deflate. You don't want them to disappear. You want to take action when you see the opportunity to work with them this week. All right, guys, with that being said, let's get ready to dive into the signs and talk about how you can work with this energy. Now, please remember to listen to both your sun sign and your rising sign to get a better overall view of how you can work with it. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay, Scorpio, let's take a look at your week. Now, Scorpio, your top three focuses for this week are going to be: one, pausing to review structures and foundations that you can rely on around your home, around your roots, and how they impact your partnerships and that overall sense of purpose, career, and reputation. Number two, moving forward with partnerships, alliances, or contracts that you have been trying to revise and ensure that both sides are well supported with in whatever the agreement is. Number three, reaching out to contacts and friends to help support the goals that you have around shared resources or investments and how they can definitely support the partnerships and your overall independence, wealth, and skills. All right, let's talk about why these are your top three. So since February of this year, you've been working on building structures and foundations around your home and around your roots, which has impacted, your partnerships and your home and your work-life balance and your overall vitality. At this point in the year, it's time to reflect on what is working so that you know how to build forward and further secure this very pivotal area of your life. We definitely want to make sure we have a lot of strong foundations at our foundation. So at the same time, you're also ready to move forward with some of the contracts or the conversations that you've been having with one-on-one partnerships and how they impact your home work-life balance and your overall vitality. So you have a pause around your roots, like how can we fortify this, but your partnerships are ready to move forward. And it could be that because these partnerships are ready to move forward, you have to kind of rethink about, how can I support myself in my home work life balance? Now, you may still have a few more actions that you need to take before you get really clear, but I do feel like you are going to feel like you're moving in the right direction now, which is a very positive and optimistic kind of sensation that I want you to kind of hold on to. Now, it's possible that a partner could surprise you this week or perhaps help you see a new approach to a strategy that you've been trying to work out. Like look for that breakthrough. Wow, didn't think about that until now. Thank you so much for that inspiration. Look for that kind of energy. Now, with last week's new moon, you set intentions around sharing resources and transformation, building toward a blossom that really is going to impact your individual wealth, your sense of self-esteem, and your overall skills. Now, this week, it's going to be a great time for you to lean into friends or contacts or a group of people that can really help support you or give you advice on the investments that you're trying to make and the transitions that you're going through. So you kind of feel that, emboldening, like that your friends are going to be able to build up your self-esteem or maybe give you some advice on how you can really hone in on your skills and bring out that individuality that you're trying to work on with this energy. Overall, I do hope you have a great week, Scorpio, and I look forward to seeing you next time.